I think what had happened to Taylor obviously is, I think owning your publishing was just something that I really wanted to have. I think a lot of artists go like independent or do their own thing. I just wanted to have my own.
Miss Dua Lipa is in studio. Hello.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, we are zoomed out and we're so happy that you're in person, you're out doing stuff again, we've got new music.
Oh, I'm feeling so good. It just feels so nice to have new music out. Like you said, to get to do this in person, it all feels really nice.
Yeah. Series and represents the most fun parts of singledom is what you said?
Yeah, like the fun parts of that, like you're discovering yourself, you're figuring out like what you don't like, what you deserve, what serves you and doesn't, you know, in certain instances, like learning to read red flags and just being like, okay, this actually isn't for me. And then choosing when to stay and when to Houdini.
Yeah.
Essentially in all those situations.
Absolutely.
I don't know, I think you get to learn so much about yourself. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of wish their singledom away, like looking for someone else, but I think the whole point of spending that time alone is to really figure out like what you need, you know, and who you are in the silence and who you are when you're without someone. I think that's like the best bit. And then of course like just enjoying your girl time or whatever, you know, whatever it is. But
totally.
Yeah.
Well, fill us in on this next era because it sounds so fun again, but how would you put it in your words?
It's sonically a bit of a departure from, not a bit, but sonically definitely a departure from my last record. This one has a lot more psychedelic influences that I'm really excited about. And it has a lot of like live instrumentation, and I feel like you can really feel that through the whole record. And I've always wanted to have an album that was a little bit more organic in that sense. Especially after touring for so long, and touring being such a massive part of my life and my career and my journey and everything. I feel like I always fell in love so much with the way songs sounded when performed live, and I wanted to have that same kind of energy in the studio and how the songs were, you know, when they were recorded. And so I feel like this album kind of perfectly captures that. And yeah, it's just like, it's really my most honest piece of work, I think.
You bought back your own music.
I
Congratulations.
did, yes. Thank you very much.
What was the decision for that?
I think it's just something I've always wanted, to be in control of my own music. And I think all young artists should really understand the business behind music, especially in the beginning. I think it's incredibly important. And so to be able to have all the rights back to my songs feels really good. You know, it's my life's work, so it's cool to be the person to say what happens with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great example. You know, obviously Taylor was such a big part in that. Was it like an example for you? Like, oh my gosh, I got to get on top of this?
Not necessarily. I think what had happened to Taylor obviously is, I think owning your publishing was just something that I really wanted to have. I think a lot of artists go like independent or do their own thing. I just wanted to have my whole catalogue under my own company, which is something I started this year, which is a publishing and a production company, and I just wanted to have everything under one umbrella. And yeah, it just felt like a new chapter.
It's a big accomplishment, so congratulations again on that.
Thank you.
You've had so many pinch me moments so far. I mean, even having a song with Elton John is wild to say out loud.
I think overall getting to work with Kev, always look back on really fondly, and I think like we're going to have a lot of fun with this record. I think the pinch me moments are you know, still to come as well. So
memories you make with the songs, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Congrats on Dance the Night. Obviously, we haven't talked to you since that came out. It's so good to see everything with the actor strike and everything wrapping up. But congrats on the song.
Thank you. It was basically all the cast dancing in a dance studio, preparing for shooting the actual scene. So I kind of got a feel of what's about to happen, but obviously didn't get like the full idea. Sat down with Greta, kind of got an understanding of like the whole premise of the film. And then when I sat down to work with Mark, Andrew and Caroline, and we were thinking about the story of Barbie, what it represents, and how we can basically do this big dance moment in the film justice, we started writing. So we initially had a whole song written, and then after living with it for a little while, I was like, oh, the verses, melody, I think we can do with changing them a little. And so when we went back into the studio, we actually had the footage of the scene that was shot in Barbie. And so then we started using the scene so we could write the lyrics like a score, almost. And it was just very much tailored to every little movement that was happening in the scene to then what she was feeling, because essentially it happens on Barbie's best day ever, and then she starts having these thoughts of death. And it's like, okay, how do I try and paint the picture with a song in that vein, in that world where there's only underlying stories of, or underlying feelings of the, you know, when things go wrong, how am I going to be able to kind of keep my cool, or like Barbie, like show like I've got not a single hair out of place and just be in this like perfect state, which obviously is impossible. And so that was really how we went about it. Loved it. It's been a new experience, definitely scary. I don't know, I feel like I have to do so much like research, you know, watch all the documentaries and listen, you know, read all the articles and, you know, listen to other podcasts that they've done just to be able to kind of create kind of different questions, or do it in a way that they just, I don't know, my guests feel like they can talk really freely, and it's just been a massive like learning experience. Definitely out my comfort zone, but I like to be out my comfort zone a lot of the time.
Any last message for your fans? Anything you want to, you know?
I'm just going to say thank you so much for all the love and the support. I just feel so lucky to get to do this, really, every day.
Amazing. Do a Lipa.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.